Welcome back, chemistry fans. Today is day one of our notes packets, our content knowledge. So that's what we're going to try and work on. Let's get you started on it. Let me share my screen with you. And what I want you to first know is how to access these notes, where you can find them. So if you are looking at your home page, several different ways in which we can do this. We can, on each one of the agendas, whenever you come in, you should be able to find a place down here towards the bottom where we will have the content for the entire unit. You can find a copy of the notes, you can find a copy of the answers, or you might just find yourself going straight to one of the buttons that has your answers if you're needing that extra information. Now, another way in which you could access this particular video, if you are hoping to find it, is going back to that home page. What you will see here are the video course content. So if you were to go into this, you will see saved under here, we're going to have all of the videos listed for the particular days that you were interested in finding answers, help with that. Okay, so with that said, let's move forward and let's jump right into the content. So this is day one, and we are going to be talking about laboratory safety. And I believe, as we talk about many times before, or every time I'm going to remind you, it's all about common sense. Just listen to my instructions, follow those simple rules that are in the safety contract. No one's ever going to get hurt. I'm always going to tell you about the precautions that could, the accidents that could occur. And so if you have some free time, by all means, go and watch yourself a fabulous little video. There's a link here in the answers that would help you to go and understand these expectations a little bit more animated, a little bit more entertaining than I can do right now. If you are curious about your safety contract, which are the safety rules, you can access those through Canvas if you want. Just some general ideas. Clean up after yourself. Don't do extra experiments. Listen to my instructions. Wash your hands when you leave. Don't try and clean up anything that is broken. I'll help you with that. Wear your closed-toed shoes. Tie your hair back. Don't wear jackets. Don't wear jewelry. You don't know if these could help cause some accidents later on. You assume everything is hot, especially if we are using flames. So make sure that you are using protective wear whenever you handle your glassware, your metals, your utensils, anything of this nature. I'll try and warn you about what is going to actually be hot. If you do heat things, make sure they're pointed away from people. Make sure that you are wafting. If you want to smell something, don't directly touch or smell anything. Just use peripheral senses to do it. Observe it from a distance. And most importantly of these rules, tell me if there's an accident, if you have been injured, so that I can help remediate the situation. And so that's, again, most important aspect of it. If there's something that's broken, if you spill something, if you get hurt, tell me. I have ways that we can get things fixed. I may ask you to help me clean up. I may be the cleaner upper. If you're injured, well, or if you spill something, well, by all means, let's get you to water so that it'll cool the spot, the injury, or it may clean it off. If we are cut, we can get it cleaned, and then we can apply some first aid to it. So again, with spills, just make sure the people around you know that you've spilled something, and then get yourself ready for it. Stop it from spreading any further, stopping the damage that could occur. And then let's clean it up, dispose of it, report it to someone if that's necessary. But first thing, just tell me. I'll probably do all this for you. And then most importantly, if there is a fire that breaks out, don't panic. Just stay clear and I'll take care of it. If you are exposed to chemicals, most important thing is just go and rinse it off. For the most part, water takes care of a lot if we could just dilute the solution or the exposure, you're probably going to be okay in the long run. Whenever you are exposed, though, if you know it's already bad, take care of yourself. Get yourself to the eye wash station so that you can get it out. Open up your eyelids so that you can get all of the chemicals out. Same thing with, or similar idea with burns or chemicals on the skin. Rinse them off, and let's make sure that they don't get into the bloodstream. Cuts, rinse them off, and then let's apply first aid. If we see some chemical that you've been exposed to, we need to find out if you are in danger for your health. So, or how do we clean up some things, or if they are dangerous, and that's what an SDS is. An SDS is a chemical sheet that is in every single laboratory. It's just a binder. You can also find them on websites. Just simply Googling the name of the chemical and then adding SDS, and you will find one of these sheets that are over here to the right, and it will give you a report, usually somewhere in the neighborhood of about 10 pages long, about all the safety hazards that go along with using that chemical. If we are in the laboratory, we need to be aware of some of the symbols that could be on chemicals or in the laboratory itself, and these are some of the examples of that. Easiest ones at the top. Flammable is in the middle. On the left top, that means that if you expose this material to oxygen, it will burn. The O in the middle shows you that. Acid is on the top right. The middle section, then we have compressed gas, poison, inhalation danger, just an alert on the bottom left corner. This one is explosive in the middle, and there's environmental hazard on the bottom. All right, getting to our last topics here in this section, we have the safety triangle, just making certain that if you see a chemical and it has a higher number in any of these 4 squares, that means it's dangerous. The fire hazard would be great if it were a 4 in the red. If it's a 4 in the blue, that means it's bad for your body and health. And then it can really explode if it's a 4 in the yellow. And then the specific information about that chemical is usually found in the white. And you don't want anything down there. If there is, that means it's dangerous. All right. If we then look at laboratory equipment, this is ubiquitous. There's a lot of things that I could ask you on a quiz to be familiar with. I'm not asking you to memorize. I'm asking you to be familiar with. I'm asking you to spell it correctly. So just take this and start becoming familiar. As we get into it, we'll start to utilize many more of these. Let's talk about some of the more common ones that I would expect you to know, such as the Erlenmeyer flask. Definitely think you should know that. Graduated cylinder. Definitely think you should know that one. Utility clamp, we will use a lot of. We will use crucibles in here quite frequently. Test tube holders. You could even maybe be familiar with burettes, Bunsen burners. Man, this is like picking my favorite children. I say that that's hard, but we all know who's my favorite. Anyway, again, tongs. There are several different versions of tongs here. These are crucible tongs. There's also beaker tongs that we should be familiar with. We will be able to touch these soon. All right, so this is everything that I wish to share with you today about safety. I hope that it is a good introduction. Continue to look at these sources that I've provided to you so that you become familiar with them throughout the year. Safety is not a one-day event. It is our mantra for the entire year. So thank you. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. Good day.